Hey everyone. Welcome to this live. We have a special guest Sandeep here. So before getting started, let me know if you can hear me, and if let me know if you can hear Sandeep here.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, put it in the chat that whether you can if everything is fine, if you can see us, you can see the video, audio. Okay. We're getting some responses from LinkedIn. Thanks, Kirti. And are we getting any responses on your YouTube, Sandeep?
Yeah, let me quickly check that.
Yeah. So by the way, yeah, let us know where you're from. I'm from New Jersey, and where are you guys from? Sandeep, you're from?
I'm located in Dallas right now. Let's see where the others are coming in from.
Yeah, I think mostly people from India, US. I'm curious if you have any other demographic as well.
You see
I
a
think
Dallas there?
maybe.
Oh, I
Hey,
see
hey,
like a lot of
Lokesh.
Dallas folks here.
Maybe your fans.
No
Hey,
way, no way.
hey,
Oh,
Rayman, Tarun, someone from India, Priestley. Hey, Priestley, how are you?
New Jersey,
Uh, yeah,
India.
Kirti from Buffalo, Rajeshwari, Vanshita. Sorry if you don't see few of these names on your screen because we are doing live on my LinkedIn as well as Sandeep's YouTube. You can go to YouTube and search for Sandeep Rani and you'll get his YouTube channel, or you can come to LinkedIn and search for Hari Prasad and you'll get my LinkedIn over there. So we can see both the comments that are coming from. That's why we are just reading those names here.
Oh,
We
so
already
oh.
started getting some questions. Yeah. Ravi Pudi, yeah, can you ask this question again? Like in the end of the session, we're gonna have a Q&A. Maybe Sandeep will answer that, or you wanna quickly answer that, Sandeep? Is it worth preparing to become a data analyst now?
Oh yeah. So in my opinion, yeah, it is worth, like, as long as there's data in the world, we will have data analysts and data scientists and whatever it is. But yeah, the market might be too competitive, so that might discourage or demotivate people from becoming data analysts. But I think, like, if you have a strong like passion or interest for data analytics, you can surely get into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
vanakkam Sandhi. Oh, someone says vanakkam. Yeah, vanakkam.
Vanakkam
Suvarna
Suvarna.
Reddy.
Yeah. And Lokesh tried reaching you out on LinkedIn, but no response. Sandeep,
Uh,
he's a famous guy. It's not that easy to get a.
Sorry, I get a lot of messages. I'm not able to respond to each one of them, but I might miss certain people. But yeah, I'll try to get to you, Lokesh.
Yeah, and you can ask your questions anytime here. So maybe yeah, few people are in. I'll just get started. I'm just gonna give a quick intro so you can understand what's the motive here and why we are trying to do this. Let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. So this is job search faster class with Sandeep. It's a master class, but we're gonna make it faster, so that's why faster class powered by AutomateApply. I'll give you a quick intro of what is AutomateApply soon. So before that, Okay, I can't go to the next slide. Okay. So before that, a quick introduction about myself. I'm Hari Prasad. I work as a data scientist at Take-Two, and I also did my data science masters from Columbia University. I've AutomateApply is my venture. I've invested in it, and I also like to create content on YouTube and LinkedIn regarding job search, how to break into data, etc. So I would like to know about you, Sandeep.
Sure. So yeah, I'm Sandeep. I actually graduated from University of Texas Dallas in 2020. So I did my master's in business analytics. So after that, like I worked for one company called CMA CGM. It's a shipping company where I worked as a data analyst for a couple years, and then I moved to the healthcare domain. So I worked at Teladoc Health for 14 months. So after which I was laid off earlier this year. So in January of this year, I got laid off, and then after that, it was like 3 or 4 months job search struggle. After which I got a job in Signify Health. So I'm still in the healthcare domain. I work as a senior data analyst now, but that's generally my career. And then apart from that, I'm also a YouTuber, similar to what Hari is doing. I talk about data analytics, job search, how to do masters in US, so all those topics. And yeah, I'm quite active on LinkedIn as well. So I try to write like few times a week. So yeah, so that's a brief background on me, Hari.
Yeah, that's great, Sandeep. And yeah, I know Sandeep for the past 6 months, and it was shocking for me to see that his post saying that he got laid off, and I was also like happily like surprised that he got a job like within like 68 days. That's what you said, right? And yeah, that's crazy, and he has done some crazy things to do that, and that's what we're gonna see today. He laid out in like a 3-step plan, so that it'll be easy for all of us. So before going to that, maybe I'll give a quick intro about like what made us to do this live here. So this is powered by AutomateApply. So I'll make it like simple. Like job search by itself is like a time-consuming process. You have to put in a lot of applications. Sandeep, may I know how many applications you put before landing your current job?
The current job probably like around 300 applications.
Okay,
But
okay, that's not
before
bad.
this, yeah, I mean
Mhm,
like, but I have
mhm.
applied to more than 500, and like during my masters, like when I was doing my masters, that time I have applied to
Okay,
500 plus applications. But
okay,
yeah,
okay, okay. Yeah,
so
I understand. So yeah, automate apply. Like we know that like it is a labor-intensive process. You have to sit every single day and apply for jobs. I mean, let's be like logical here. If you're applying for jobs every single day, you don't have time to do any of the other things that all the influencers are calling out on LinkedIn, like networking and talking to people and also building your profile, doing projects. I mean, it is humanly impossible to do all these things if you're already sitting full time and applying for job. I would say like applying for jobs itself is like similar to like a full time job. So that's why like automate apply comes in. You can delegate applying for jobs. You can hire a personal assistant who will apply for jobs on your behalf. So maybe you can take a screenshot of this page. So this is you can use this QR code and go to the website or use code Sandeep to get $20 off. So initially we thought we'll just do this webinar. People were like signing up for Automate Apply, and they freed up a lot of time on their side. They delegated all their applications. Then there came the question, what am I going to do with the free time that I got? Because they were putting in a lot of applications in the past that they forgot, or they don't even have an idea what they're going to do with the time if I have a lot of time free in hand. So we thought we'll bring in experts like Sandeep and do this um, quick hacks or step-by-step guide on how to get like how to do this job search. And first I thought we'll just do it for people who subscribe for automate apply. Then we thought, why not do it for everyone? So if you're already signed up for automate apply, that's great. And this will be helpful for you, and it doesn't matter even if you're not a if you haven't applied for automate apply, it's fine. You can access this webinar free. It will be live here, and I think it will be recorded on Sandeep's YouTube. I'm not sure if LinkedIn records like the live that we do, but yeah, it'll be live somewhere here. You can take a look at this webinar anytime you want. You can freeze this frame, take a screenshot, and you can go to AutomateApply and sign up whenever you want. Now, without any delay, we can just go to the actual part of Sandeep, how he got his job. He laid out a 3-step process. Number one, he revamped his resume using AI. He's gonna show a live demo on how he did that. And number two, he's gonna give us some tips on. He's gonna give us some tips on how to network and connect and get referrals. We all think like getting referrals is almost like an impossible thing. I might not know a lot of friends. You might have some distant relatives who you can ask referral for, but you would have never gotten those referrals yet. But yeah, we can't trust all like people that we know, right? We have to go on LinkedIn and get those referrals. So the third point Sandeep is going to talk about is he was very active on LinkedIn when he was looking for a job, and he's going to tell us how to write like viral LinkedIn posts or what to write about so that it will help you in your job search. A lot of people are not doing it. So if you are in this webinar, I think you're going to get some new insights what other people are not doing it, so that you can get some you can stay ahead of the crowd over here. So I will stop sharing my screen and give it to Sandeep so that he can give this step-by-step guide by sharing his screen and give a live demo on how he did it.
Sure, sure.
There you go,
Thanks, Hari.
Sandeep.
Let me try to take the screen. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you're able to see the screen now.
Yep, we can.
Okay. Okay. So actually, thanks for inviting me to this webinar, Hari. Thanks for the opportunity, and I'll try to keep it short as much as possible. So I have made a checklist which I kind of followed, and I have put this checklist here, and I'll be sharing this checklist with all of you at the end of this meeting. So as Hari mentioned, I have a 3-step process. The first one, what I did was create a killer resume, because resume is like a door to an interview. So we need to have the absolutely best resume that we can. And then how to network effectively. So that's the second step. Like how do we get referrals, and like how to apply effectively to jobs. That would be the second step. And then like how to actually write LinkedIn posts that catch people's eyes, like people who are senior people in the industry. So I followed basically these 3 steps to actually land my job after layoff. So let's quickly go into how I created a killer resume. So if you see a resume, usually people say like you need to have like 2 to 3 pages, but that might be too elaborate, and it might not be like concise enough. So recruiters might be like frustrated reading resumes that are like 2 to 3 pages. As long as you have like 10 plus years of experience, I would say like keep a resume to 1 page. So if you see my resume, this is my resume. This is my current resume, which I used to get a job. It's just 1 page. It might look compressed, but that's all I have. I think this 1 page is good enough to like catch the eyes of a recruiter. And the next one, what I did was like what probably you're already doing is have as much as action verbs as possible. So quickly you can go to ChatGPT and put this ChatGPT prompt, and it's going to give you like a few action verbs that you can directly like put in. Like so, if you see, I have already put in a ChatGPT, and it's going to give all the action verbs that you can put in your resume. And if you see my resume, each bullet point that I have is always starting with the action verb. You can see
Hey
everything is
Sandeep,
action.
can you like zoom in a little bit? We can't see the.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 125. Okay, this is better now.
It'd be great if you can a little bit more, 150 or
Now,
something. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
okay. So always start each bullet points with the action verb. That's highly recommended. That will emphasize impact on your resume on each bullet point. So that's basically what I did, and I use ChatGPT for it. So that would be the next step. What probably you can do if you're not doing it already, and have as much as keywords as possible. So for that, you can use the exact ChatGPT prompt what I have here. Put this in the ChatGPT, and for this, try to get 4 or 5 job descriptions from LinkedIn. Like go to what your job role is. If you're a data analyst, go to LinkedIn, get some good data analyst job descriptions, and put all of that into ChatGPT, feed it in, and get the keywords that you need to put into your resume. So that you can do. And then this the next step would be the most important one, which is like quantify the bullet points. And for that, I found this ChatGPT prompt extremely helpful. You can use the exact same prompt, and if you see here, this is the formula which you're going to use: accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z. So which means like you did something which is X, and it's going to be measured by Y. So that will be like how you quantify it, and what you did is going to be Z. So and then you can put this in, like, say, make sure you add numbers to make it outcome focused, keep it short and sweet. So that's what, if you see my resume, what I have, each bullet point has a quantifiable metric, like accomplish a 10% increase, resulting in 20 to 30% reduction, 2 to 3% improvement, like average monthly cost savings of 200,000. So all these was actually initially when I had my first resume. If you see, this is my first resume what I had, 150 percentage. It was quantified, but it was not like highly impactful. Like some of these bullet points did not have any quantifiable metric, if you see here. But then what I realized was I need to quantify. So I made sure that each bullet point, as much as possible, is quantified. And that would be a very, very important step in revamping your resume and make it like 100 times better. And then the other thing what you can follow, which I surprisingly realized during the last few months of job search, was have a AI related bullet point. Have one or two AI related bullet points, yeah, if you can. Like this is one of the bullet points which I had in my resume, like attain a 20-hour weekly efficiency gain by incorporating generative AI with LLM. And almost in like 4 to 5 interviews, the first question what I was asked was based on this bullet point. And that is very surprising to me. So if you see my resume, I have this exact point in my resume. This is not even the first point. This is just like my sixth or seventh point. And but this was the first question which was asked. So if you want to make your resume, like, attract the eyes of a recruiter, then incorporate AI related keywords into the resume, and that will make your resume like 10 times better. So that would be the first step. Create a very, very good resume. Before I go into the next step, do you have any questions if I have to answer, Hari?
Yeah, maybe we can pause for like 30 seconds to get some questions.
Sure.
I can ask the questions, you can directly answer using that sheet or something. So I think first, maybe we can go from start. I see some questions which came before we like started presenting this.
Mm-hmm.
I can go there. So the question is, I have a goal that is, it's from Swarna. I have a goal that is data analytics. I didn't get even proper resources. Can you suggest the best resources, Sandeep sir?
Uh, Best resources. Actually, if you go to my YouTube channel, probably if you haven't checked it, I actually made a video on like how what's the roadmap to become a data analyst, and actually I put in the resources in the description. So if you haven't checked out, that might be a good place to start. But if you generally ask, I think some of the good resources are YouTube channels like Alex the Analyst, Code Basics, Code Academy. Those are really good. And I think Ankit Banshal is one of like a SQL expert, so you can follow him. Apart from that, there are some good Udemy courses as well. Um, what else? And if you go to Coursera, there is a good certification called the Google Data Analytics Professional Certificate. So if you're really interested in data analytics, you can try to get that certification too. So those are really good resources to start with. But yeah, but I can certainly give you some resources. Like I'll try to make a LinkedIn post soon, or if possible, I'll add it to the like resource which I'll be sharing after this meeting.
Yeah, that's great, Sandeep. If you guys have any questions which is like related to this particular like topic one, revamp your resume, you can ask that. I think we have a question from Kirti. Are there any AI tools to build resume? Did you use any AI tools or just ChatGPT and you just use Google Doc or something?
To build resume, there are AI tools. I forgot the exact names, but I like personally use ChatGPT. I think that was really good enough. Like to get all these like action verbs. If you see, I'll go this later. But yeah, but I certainly like stick to ChatGPT. But there are really other good tools which you can explore. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And Satya is asking, will we get this checklist, the Notion page
Yeah,
that we have?
the Notion
So
page. Yeah, I'll be certainly sharing this after this meeting.
yeah, so we'll do one thing. Like you can go to Sandeep's YouTube, search for Sandeep Rani, and you can see this live, and he'll add this to the description of that YouTube video so that you can go back and take a look at it.
Sure,
And
that's a good idea.
yeah, then question from Praneeth: can you help me by checking my resume any mistakes? I am afraid that we might not have time to do that. But yeah, maybe we can. Can you text this again in the end if you have time? Maybe we can do that. So I'm only picking the questions which is specific to like resume because this topic was about resume, and we can go to the next topic and we can pick those questions later. So from Ritika, if someone has 7 years of experience, how to concise it to one page? Can you give some like CV tailoring tips?
Yeah, if you have 7 years of experience, yeah, I think probably your resume might be going to 2 pages. But if you want to bring it to one page, certain tips you can follow, like just add like the most recent and the most relevant jobs or bullet points what you have to the role which you're applying for. Some of your previous experiences in the past 7 years might not be related to the job you're working or job you're applying for, so you can certainly get rid of those bullet points, and then only like put in the points which will emphasize or have a great impact on your resume. Like some bullet points will be too generic, and it'll just be like saying like you did this task, like for example, uh, so here if you see this in my resume, I'm just saying like I've worked with databases and executed SQL queries, so there is no impact in this, just like a generic job or daily job what you're doing. So you can certainly get rid of bullet points like these. So in my current resume, I don't have any bullet points like this. Every bullet point is quantifiable, so you can do that. And you can probably get rid of your very old experience, like initially when you started the career, maybe the first 2 years of experience. You can try to get rid of that if you want to bring it to one page. But yeah, these are certain things which you can follow.
Yeah. Yeah, we can take one more question, and I mean, obviously, you can take or have all these questions in the end of the session because we let's make sure to end the session because Sandeep has a proper checklist and guide. Let's not miss out on that. I'll take one more question, but if you have any more questions, stick around till the end of the session. We can take more questions in the end. So one more question, which is how to acknowledge the quantifiable points in resume. Let's say 10% increase in efficiency. How to answer this?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. One second. How to acknowledge the quantifiable?
So it's from Rayman asking like how to acknowledge the quantifiable points in the resume. Let's say 10% increase in efficiency. Let's say he has done something like a
Hmm.
10% increase in efficiency in one of the projects. How
Hmm.
to answer, like how to make this one quantifiable, or should we just put in 10% increase in efficiency?
Yeah, I think that itself is a quantifiable metric. A 10% increase in efficiency. But what
Mm-hmm.
exactly you did, like to make it efficient? Did you automate something, or did you like introduce some new technique or tool, or did you what exactly you did will bring that 10% increase in efficiency together? Like for example, I think I have a bullet point which will say like yeah, so I accomplished a 10% increase in user engagement. How did I do that? Was I engineered a efficient data model for monitoring devices and reducing key risk indicators. That's all you need to do. Probably if that answered your question.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure it did. So I think we can stop here. Like we can go to the step 2, how to network and connect and get referrals, and we can take some questions in the end of the session.
Okay, sure. So let's go to the next one, which is like how to network effectively. If the first point, if you don't have LinkedIn Premium, highly recommended. Try to get LinkedIn Premium because you will have a lot of benefits with it. Like you can send a lot of emails, you can send like a lot of connection invites, and even the character limitation of the connection invite which you send, like in LinkedIn Premium you can send like up to 300 characters, but if you don't have LinkedIn Premium, I think it's like 200 or something. Those are some good benefits you can have. And like when you're applying for job, it will say like like how many applicants you have, and I think there are so many other things which comes with the LinkedIn Premium. So highly recommended, get it. Don't worry about the cost because it's going to be worth it. And then like when you're applying for a job, like say you're applying for one of the jobs, try to send like personalized connection invite and emails to the hiring manager and recruiters if you have that information. Like for example, when I was looking today morning, one of the jobs, okay, so this job, so senior data analyst at sales. So I saw that she's the chief of staff at sales, which means like I think she's a recruiter for this role. So immediately you can go to this, and what you would do is before you even apply, I think you can go and you can just connect with her. And when you're connecting, you need to send a personalized message here. And if you have LinkedIn Premium, you have like 300 characters which you can use wisely. So that you can do. And the next step what you can do is like you can also email her as additional step. um like you can write a personalized email here. That too you can do. And for that, I have some ChatGPT prompts which you can use. Like if you want to know like what message you're going to you're going to type in it, like you can say like write a personalized connection invite to the hiring manager or recruiter asking to review my resume. So you can use this exact prompt.
Yeah, by the
And
way, sorry to
yeah,
interrupt,
yeah,
Sandeep. So for
uh-huh.
the in-mail, I think there is a limit as well based on the type of premium you have. So if you have like a job kind of premium, you can only send like 10 in-mails per month.
10 emails per
And
month. Hmm.
yeah, and the in-mail is how it works is if the person replies to your in-mail, you get your credits back and you can use it on someone else again. So make sure to get a reply for them. Even if it's a no, make sure to get a reply from them so that you can use the in-mail wisely here.
Exactly. I think the plan which I have, I think like I have like 40 emails per month or something, which
Okay.
I think that's what it was showing. Maybe I have a higher end version of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, emails is one of the way which you can use. And if you're writing an email, again you can use this ChatGPT prompt to personalize it. You give your job description, give in your resume, and ChatGPT will do the job for you to write a personalized email. So this is a ChatGPT prompt which I can use. And so I have put in a sample example, like connection invite, what you can use. This is one of the connection invites which I personally use during my job search. Feel free to like use it and tailor it. And the other thing what you can do is, since I am on this recruiter page, you can also do cold emailing. So you would be wondering like how to actually get emails for this recruiter. For that, I have a plugin called Wise. Like if you see here, I think it's Waze or Wise for the name. Was it Waze? Yeah, it's Visa. Sorry, it's WIZA. And this is like a plugin which you can use, and it's going to give you the email ID of the recruiter. It's not free. I think it's paid. Like you have like 5 email credits for free, and after that you have to pay. And you can also use hunter.io. I think it's hunter.io. Yeah, hunter.io. I think it's like $40 per month, but you can use that to find the recruiter information too. Like if once you get the email, make sure that you send a cold email to the recruiter and make it more personalized. So for personalization, again, you can use this ChatGPT prompt, write a personalized email to the recruiter or hiring manager requesting for an interview. Make sure you feed in the job description and resume, so that it's personalized. So these are some things which I followed. Whenever you have the recruiter information or hiring manager information, you can do this. Do this as a first step before you even apply for the job. Yes, so that's one way. And the other thing what you can do is, if you don't have the recruiter or the hiring manager information, you can go to the company website of the job you're applying for and send connection invites to senior people for that particular role. For example, if you're applying for data analyst role, you can try to search for the manager or director positions for that role. For example, manager of data analytics or director of data engineering, and try to reach those people because probably they might be the hiring managers. We don't know. We are just like guessing. We are just guessing that these people might be the hiring managers, and it's obviously like good to connect with senior people in the industry, in the company, because you have high chances of getting a good referral. So for example, like if you say you're going for, okay, American Express. Okay, American Express, and straight away go to people. And in the search bar, you're going to type in manager of data analytics if you're applying for a data analytics role, and then hit search. Yeah. Okay. So now you're going to get the list of all the managers for data analytics in American Express. And I think you would be having a good time connecting with these people. So make sure you send a personalized connection invite to all these people, um, and not all these people, like at least like 5 to 10 people. Certainly, because I think even with LinkedIn Premium, you have a restriction. You don't have like unlimited personalized connection invites. If you connect and they accept it, then it's fine. But if you connect and they don't accept it, I think it counts towards your limit, which you have like for a week. You have a weekly limit or something. So make sure you just restrict to like 5 to 10 good connections, and that would certainly be a good step in connecting. And if these people are like referring you for the role, or if they actually forward your resume to the hiring manager or recruiter, then you're certainly going to get an interview call. So this will be a very good strategy which you can do, and I certainly did this. And again, you can use a ChatGPT prompt. You can say write a personalized question invite, asking for a referral to a job role using a soft or professional tone. This is the exact prompt what I used. And yeah, so once you connect with the person or the manager or director, try to, if possible, try to get the recruiter or hiring manager information. Uh, Most probably they might not be willing to share, but you can certainly give you a shot and see. Because if you get that information, you can try reaching out to the recruiter and hiring manager as well, because those are the most important people you want to connect with. And I have a sample template what I used, so you can use this as well. Yeah. So for connecting and networking effectively during a job search, these are some of the strategies which you can use if you're not using already. But yeah, try to use all of this in your job search.
Yeah, I think
Before
in
I,
a nutshell, sorry, Sandeep.
yeah,
I'll just give a TLDR so it'll be easy for them. So in a nutshell, Sandeep was saying just connect with people, put yourself out. So because it's all about like knocking the right door at the right time. You don't know what is the right door. You don't know what is the right time. So make sure to knock how much ever doors possible, and maybe it might work out for you. And make sure to make it personalized when you send those like invites and use the tools that Sandeep mentioned here.
oh yeah,
Um,
I forgot one more thing. Make sure when you're sending a connection invite, include a job ID as well. Like when you're sending a connection invite to this person, try to include the job ID. Like I think for this role, you have a job ID. You'll be most probably able to find it on the job URL, like job ID. Mostly this is going to be the job ID. Try to put in the job ID, because that I have seen that if you have a job ID in your connection invites, I usually get a lot of response. So if you're not using a job ID, then try to do that.
hey, a small correction, Sandeep. I
Uh-huh.
don't think that might be a job ID. Job ID. That's a job ID for LinkedIn. So the actual job ID might be different if you go inside
Yeah,
the
like if you
website.
go to the website,
Yeah.
some of
So
the job postings might have job ID on
yeah,
their description itself.
yeah.
But
So
sometimes I've seen is like the job ID on the description matches. Like I think this might be not this. There's not a good example, but
but yeah, I mean, it
you
depends
get the
on
idea.
who's gonna take a look, right? Like if they're gonna take a look through LinkedIn, they'll know what you're speaking. But if they directly look on their internal site, they might not get an idea of what you're
Yeah,
saying here.
yeah. For example, you have a job ID here. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, so you can certainly include this in a connection invite if you're doing.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good idea. So that you don't have to like follow up again asking this is the job ID, this is the things and stuff.
You'll
You're
be going like back and forth,
yeah,
sending the job URL and those kind of things. But if you have a job ID, it's certainly going to make the person who's responding much more easier for them to respond.
yeah, that's great, Sandeep. Yeah, if you're done, I think we can go to the next step for time constraints because
Okay,
of some time
sure, sure.
constraints and
The last step. Okay, so how to write LinkedIn posts and what actually you need to write about. But this might not be for everyone, because some people are not comfortable writing on LinkedIn, because writing may not be their forte, or they just don't want to put themselves on the platform. But actually writing on LinkedIn was actually got what got me a job. Like, I followed the above two steps. I networked effectively. I created a killer resume. But what actually got me a job, and actually multiple job interviews, was actually writing on LinkedIn. Because like, you're going to make the recruiter and hiring manager reach out to you rather than you reaching out to them on LinkedIn. Because when you write good LinkedIn posts, it might catch the eyes of the recruiters, or even like senior people in the industry. So if you're asking about my story, like, I wrote a LinkedIn post. I think I can show you the LinkedIn post quickly. I think post impressions, it is okay. I think this, yeah. So for example, this was one of the posts what I wrote. If you see here, I have like 168,000 impressions for this post. I was just sharing my journey, like live post layoff on H&B. What was week one? What was week two? What was week three? Just that's it. It was just like a journey sharing thing. I didn't write anything fancy here. And this was like seen by liked by 817 people. But this actually reached the eyes of one of the senior people in the current company what I'm working in, which is Signify Health. She was like a director of software engineering. She saw this, she reached out to me, and she said that like her counterparts team, which is like the data engineering team, have a couple of openings in that team. And she was like, she will refer me for that role. And she immediately forwarded my resume to the hiring manager for that role. And that hiring manager reached out to me on LinkedIn. We chatted, and then we had a Google Meet, unofficial Google Meet. It was not even official. We had an unofficial Google Meet meeting, and that was actually like an interview. And once he was satisfied with that, he asked the recruiter to screen me for the role. And then after the recruiter screening, I got like selected for the further rounds, like for the further 2 or 3 rounds which I had, and then I got the job. So basically, that job offer just came through this LinkedIn post. It's nothing like technical or something. It just took me like 30 minutes to write, and then I used ChatGPT to refine it. That's all I did, and finally I got a job. Like, I did not expect that I'll get a job, but this actually got me a job. Not only this, I have like some posts like which have a lot of impressions. Like, this was one, and this was one of the posts where I was just sharing what exactly happened on the day of layoff. Like, what happened at this time, 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m. So it was just the layoff story what I had, and I shared it as a post, and this got like 100,000 impressions. So you don't need to think hard. Just you can just share your journey or layoff story or your own life story or anything, and this might help you to like get traction on LinkedIn. Yeah, so that's a quick demo on like what are the posts which I wrote which actually got me good job interviews. So you can
Before that,
Mhm.
Sandeep,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one more thing I want to add. That's really crazy. Like,
Okay.
one LinkedIn post into a full time job. That's really crazy. And also, this might also work because now, if you want to connect the dots between the previous step, what Sandeep mentioned, like network, you're sending messages to people, and there is a chance that they might ghost you. They might not reply to the message that you sent. Now, let's say, but they might know your face, they might know your name, right? Now, let's say they see a post like this on their feed, they know that this person reached out to me before asking for like referral or something. They're immediately gonna go to that message and they're gonna reply to you because they saw your post on their feed. It's like a indirect way of following up with them, right? If they see on your post on the feed, they're actually like kind of reminded of your previous message and they're gonna come and reply to you. So maybe that's why like two second point and third point is actually kind of interlinked if you do it in the right way.
Yeah, for giving example, right? So actually I had like three job offers, like not one, I had three job offers. And the other job offer what I had was from SiriusXM. So that is a company, probably you might have heard of it, SiriusXM. And I actually got a referral for that role. I got an interview, and the hiring manager for that role, the first thing what he was telling was, I follow your LinkedIn posts. Like, I also read your recent post before actually coming for the interview. So, and that, so before the interview itself, I kind of impressed the hiring manager. So if you see that, and actually I got a job offer for the SiriusXM role. So if I, that so that might be a really good strategy, like if you want to impress hiring managers and recruiters. They will look at your LinkedIn before coming for the interview. And if you're quite active on LinkedIn and if you're creating like good posts, that itself will impress the hiring managers and recruiters. So that's why I highly recommend writing on LinkedIn. Yeah. So quick tips how to write posts. Have a catchy first line. If you're writing any post, try to impress the reader in the first line itself, if possible. And if you have the LinkedIn post in the form of a story, like if you can tell a story through a LinkedIn post. For example, I told a layoff story, and that had like 100,000 impressions. So if you can tell a story like that, that actually that's quite interesting, and it reaches a lot of people. And if you can include dates and time in your LinkedIn post, that might be a good strategy, because personally I have seen that. And if you have an image in your post, that will actually help you to create more impressions and reach more people. So those are some quick tips which you can follow. And for topic ideas, you can certainly talk about your job search journey or layoff story. You can share your projects and learnings, or job search strategies, what's working and what's not, what you're doing, what you're not doing. And you can just write something to motivate yourself, because if you write something and people are commenting on it, saying like keep going, all the best, that's certainly going to give you motivation as well. So LinkedIn posts might be a way to motivate yourself, so you can do that. um, and 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 before you create any post, just make sure you write a rough draft. So for example, I have a notion page, or kind of a notion, like kind of a, what is this, checklist or something. So I usually write on my LinkedIn post first. I create a rough draft, like I create a rough draft of whatever I have, and then I use ChatGPT. So I make sure that first I write it in my own way, without using ChatGPT. And once you have a rough draft, then you say like, act as my LinkedIn content writer, help me rewrite the below LinkedIn post in an engaging tone or entertaining tone or something like that, and then paste your rough draft here. And then ChatGPT is going to work its magic. But make sure you have a rough draft before using ChatGPT. But this is the general format, just general strategy what I use before I write any LinkedIn post. But yeah, uh, these are some of the strategies which I can use to create LinkedIn posts if you're not doing it already. But I think
This
that
is
would,
yeah,
yes, yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, no. I was just like telling like that's like a crazy like tips. A lot of these tips are super non-cliche and people wouldn't have thought about it before.
Literally, like all the LinkedIn post, what I have a rough draft, like on my Notion page, and then it goes into ChatGPT. Rather than coming from ChatGPT, I have it in my unique tone first, and then I use ChatGPT to refine it, because that's going to make the post unique as well. Yeah, so I think that would wrap up all the three strategies what I had, Hari.
Yeah, that's great, Sandeep. If it'll be great if you can like copy the make a template out of that um Notion page and put it in the description of your video so that people can go and take a look at
Yes,
it.
yes, yes. I'll
Or is it
certainly.
possible to share that link in this comment section?
Yeah. I'm going to do that right now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so people can take a look at it. Now let's say like we have 15 minutes more. Sandeep is here to answer all your questions. Give me one
It says the
second.
comment has failed to post.
Okay.
Not sure.
Can you send it to me so that I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
try
I'll
to
send it
share?
to you. Yeah, okay, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll post that. Before that, we'll take some questions.
Sure.
Yeah, so this is going to be a Q&A session now. So yeah, like if you see that Sandeep gave like 3 tips that you can follow, and follow all these 3 steps. If you have any questions in those 3 steps, or apart from that, you can post your questions here. And also you see that he never focused on applying for jobs in the 3 steps. He's focusing on outreach and stuff. So but still, you still have to apply for jobs. If you want to delegate the process of applying for job, you can scan this QR code over here, and or go to automateapply.com, use the code Sandeep is giving you $20 off, and you can sign up so that someone, you can hire a personal assistant who can apply on your behalf. You can take a screenshot here and come back later and scan this QR code and go to this website and you can check it out. You can even book a call with the representative first to see how it works out for you or not. And the first demo call is free, and you can ask the entire process over there. So let's
I'd like
come
to
back.
add one more thing, Hari, here.
Mhm.
So as you said, like if you delegate that job application process itself, right? So then it's going to free up a lot of time. And in that time, what will I do? That was the first question which you had in the beginning,
Yeah.
right? What I would do is like I would certainly network and network with senior people in the company in the industry. That would be one thing what I do. I would certainly write LinkedIn posts. Like I would write like one post, not like 2 to 3 posts per week. So one day one post, and then I have enough time to prepare for interviews like effectively. And if I can work on projects, so I can work on upskilling myself. So it frees up a lot of time which you can spend it in quite valuable way, because job applications, it's quite frustrating, I know, because if you apply and if you don't get response, that's going to be demotivating. So but instead, if someone is applying on your behalf, that's not going to be that demotivating, because you're already like delegating that stress to another person who's going to take on that stress. So you're actually paying for getting rid of that stress what you have for the job application, and you can spend that time worthwhile, like effectively in another way.
Yeah, that's completely true. And I've pasted Sandeep's Notion link in the comment section. If you go to the live that you're watching, and if you go to the my post that I posted about this, you can see I've added the Sandeep's Notion template over there. Let me know if you can find it. If you can't find it, let me know. Maybe we can do something else about that. So it's for Q&A, guys. If you have any questions, post it here, and Sandeep will be answering those questions. So I think there is the first question. So it's from Satya. What are the other challenges you faced when you were laid off? Did you receive multiple job offers after starting your ChatGPT and LinkedIn in your job search? Did you get offers after using these tips, or did you even get like jobs like offers before using these tricks that you mentioned?
No, no, no. I think right when I started my job search itself, I started using ChatGPT and LinkedIn Premium. Like, so I did not have I was not in a phase where I did not have ChatGPT on LinkedIn Premium. So I made sure I was right from the word go. I had all these tools with me, because the restriction was I had to get a job in 60 days because I was on H-1B visa. So I do not have enough time to play around. So I had to make sure that right from the word go, I had the right tools which I can utilize in my job search. And yeah, I don't think I would have got job without ChatGPT or LinkedIn Premium. So that's for sure. And what are the other challenges I faced during my layoff? Um, Challenges. Yeah, like as I think as a lot of people might be experiencing, you might be ghosted. Like and some of the job postings on LinkedIn, they might just be like just for the namesake job postings. Like they might be a job posting, but there might not be active recruitment for it. So there is no way to extinguish distinguish that. So you don't know if you're actually applying for a job opening or not. That is one challenge while you're applying for jobs. And also in LinkedIn, if you see, like there are a lot of jobs which will be reposted continuously. So that's so we don't know like when was the original posting. Was it like 2 months back or 3 months back? We don't know that. So that's another tricky thing. And you might face a lot of ghosting too. Like you will give an interview and then no one is going to respond back. I have faced this like 3 or 4 times during my job search. I gave a interview, I was hoping that I'd get a job, and then I'd be ghosted for it. So that's actually true, it's happening, and probably some many of you would have been facing it. So those are some challenges which I faced.
Yeah, one more question, Sandeep. Can you see it in the screen, or should I read it out loud?
Sure. Can I do masters after 2 years of my bachelor's? I'm currently working at an MNC. Sure. I did my master's 2 years after my bachelor's. I finished my bachelor's in 2016, but I did my master's in 2018. So I worked for a couple years back in India. So I also worked in a MNC. So you can certainly use 2 years. It will give you like enough time to build your corporate experience, and you can build your resume, you can build your skills, and then you can come to US. That's a really good strategy. Yes. How can a fresher get job? What are the things to do? So for freshers, you need to actually build and work on projects. That would be a really a good way to actually learn. Like if you're into data analytics or data science or any other job, try to build like 3 or 4 good projects, take few months of time, do some courses, build from real world projects, and then make sure you're like showcasing the projects on your LinkedIn, or you're writing on Medium or in any other platform. Make sure you showcase that projects so that recruiters can see it. Those are some good ways to actually build your resume and skills for a fresher, I mean, because you're not going to have real experience. So try to build some experience by doing some real world projects.
Yeah, I think someone asked like they can't find the link. I converted the link
Oh,
into a QR code and I added it here so that you can take a screenshot of the screen that you're viewing and you can come back anytime later and take a look at Sandeep's Notion over here. So the left hand side is the Sandeep's Notion's URL link. On the right side one is the AutomateApply's one. Yeah, Satya, you can see it on the screen. On the screen, I've created a QR code of that. You can take a screenshot of this and you can go to the link later. So I think there is one more question from Anurag.
oh, sorry. I have 8 years of experience in mechanical maintenance, completed my master's in data science. That's coming from different work experience matter while applying for jobs. Uh, since you have a master's in data science, for 2 years you would have certainly done a lot of good projects. You might have internships, I don't know, like you might be or might not be having internships. But that 2 years, but suddenly you're going to be a data scientist as a fresher again. Like it's like you are, since you're transitioning from a different career, you're going to start your career from scratch. So your previous 8 years would not matter much, and only the 2 years of masters is going to matter now. So it's all like, if you have a resume and you're having all the 8 years of experience as a mechanical maintenance engineer, that's not going to contribute towards your data science interviews. So make sure you tailor your resume such that only the 2 years of data science is focused in it. And if you have any data science related points in your mechanical maintenance career, you can add that. But other than that, it's not going to help much. I believe so.
I think Satya asked, can you explain about AutomateApply? I think this session will be recorded, but yeah, a quick glances. You can hire a personal assistant and delegate applying for jobs. You don't have to apply for jobs yourself. You can, through AutomateApply, there will be a personal assistant who will be applying on your behalf. So you can focus on the quality stuff, like as Sandeep mentioned, you can focus on like talking to people, creating LinkedIn posts, so that you can focus on the quality, whereas like AutomateApply can give the quantity that you need. And from Anish, is it a good idea to add data science or analytics content into experience section even when you haven't done anything relevant?
Okay. So is it like, are you trying to like create something which you haven't done? Is that what the question is? Are you asking like can you fake your resume?
I think
If you say that if you haven't done anything relevant into the experience section, even when you haven't done anything relevant.
yeah, Anish, can you like reframe the question so that we can give a better answer?
Okay, yeah, let's move to the next question and we can come to this later.
Yep. Okay, this is little vague, Rich. You might have to first get an idea of what kind of role you want to get inside the IT sector. So Sandeep here is a data analyst. I work as a data scientist, and software engineering is there. QA testing, UX, UI, UX, and a lot other titles are there. I would say try to watch a blog or watch a video or read a blog, seeing what kind of roles are there, and you can figure out which one suits you. Question from Sai. I have done my certification course in data analyst. I started applying for jobs since April, but till now I haven't not even been shortlisted. What may be the reason? But I'm getting regret mail. You
Okay,
mean reject, right?
reject mail.
Okay.
Okay. I would say one thing: certifications don't matter much when you're applying for jobs. It's just for your own sake, to get the knowledge and skills. I don't know if you have done any projects, but I would say, like, if you haven't done, start building projects. At least like 4 to 5 projects, good projects, data analyst projects. You can go to Code Academy, Code Basics. I think they have good playlists for projects, and then you can do your own projects by going to Kaggle, get some data sets. You certainly need to do those steps, have that on your resume, and then start applying, because certifications, I don't think it's that much valuable. Probably that might be the reason you're getting rejects.
Yeah. Question from Google Nath. How did you figure out your career path? I'm very confused choosing my career path. Any quick tip
Okay.
for that?
Yeah, career path. So I was confused as well, like in 2016, because I was actually working as a software developer. I did my bachelor's in ECE, electronics and communication. So I had a hard time, figuring out my career path. But then, like over the period of 2 years, I started exploring other career options, and I was seeing like what actually aligns with my skills. So I figured out that I was good with numbers, I was good at presenting and communicating. Um, as good with max statistics, and then I like to like work with charts and those kind of stuff. So that gave me the idea that, okay, data analytics and data science might be a related career for me. So similarly, like, see what kind of skills and interests that you have within you, and then see what actually, like, aligns with the career what you want to go.
Yeah, question from Kirti. Can I include 2.9 years of software developer or QA experience that are relevant while applying for a data analyst role?
Yeah, you can do that. But make sure that the bullet points, whatever you put in the resume, have at least some kind of relation to data analytics. Like, even if you're doing some QA work or software developer work, there might be some data analytics related task that you might have done for that. So make sure you tailor that resume so that it now looks like a data analyst resume, but even though you worked as a software developer. So those are something, you can certainly do that, because I also worked for us software developer for 1 year. But when I tailored my resume, I made sure that it looked like a data analyst resume, but by putting in some data analyst tasks what I did during my work. You can do that.
And we have 2 more minutes. We'll take like 3 questions and we can end the session here.
Yeah.
From Anish, he texted again.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is the kind of the similar questions
Oh, yeah,
Sandeep
yeah, yeah.
answered right now. Yeah.
So Anish,
So
yeah. So I think the previous answer is the same for this question as well. You need to tailor your resume for a data analyst role, because otherwise you're not going to land any interviews.
yeah. Let's take 2 more questions here. From Ritika, while doing the networking, people often do not respond. Should we apply for the job anyhow or wait for them to respond? When to give CV to somebody?
Um. So yeah, Ritika, I had the same question as well. Because like I would be hesitant. I don't know if I had to apply for the role or wait for the response, because people don't respond usually. But I would say, I would certainly say, like, wait for at least 1 or 2 days, and if people don't respond, just apply for it. So don't wait longer than that. I think 1 to 2 days is fine. When to give CV to somebody? When to give CV? Yeah, certainly when once your connection is accepted by the person, that's when you are going to give the CV to them.
Yep. And let this be the final question. I
Okay.
know a lot of questions are coming here, but we have to end the session here. This will be the final question. If you have any questions, you can like either comment on the post that you are watching here, or you can text me or text Sandeep. We'll try to give an answer for that. Final question: should we alter our resume for each job we apply? Did you alter your resume for every job?
Yeah, I did that because I certainly knew that ATS is going to like filter out resumes. So I used JobScan, not
Mm-hmm.
JobScan, sorry, Skill Syncer. So yeah, there is JobScan, there is Skill Syncer. I think JobScan was a little bit expensive, so I went with Skill Syncer, and then I obviously altered each resume for each job that I'm applying for, and made sure that my resume was having at least 80% match before I apply for the role. But I mean, that did not work eventually. But yeah, but you certainly need to do that, because when we know that ATS is there, if you don't alter your resume and apply, then it's certainly going to be rejected. So if you want to increase the chances of getting picked, then alter your resume. But for automate apply, I don't know if Hari, you can answer that. If automate apply is going to tailor each resume for applying, you can answer that.
Yeah, we have an add-on to do that as well.
Okay.
If you want to do it, I mean, as Sandeep mentioned, like it's not gonna work. It's not like highly recommended. Like as long as you're changing the, let's say you have a project and you want to add the new project which aligns with the job description, yeah, it's gonna work. But let's say you've never worked on Java and you're gonna include Java in your resume just because they expect that, yeah, you might get an interview, but you're not gonna clear the interview anyway. So for that reason, tailoring might work as long as it's about the project or something. And yeah, AutomateApply has a add-on to do that as well. You can check with if you connect with the executive, he'll give you more details. You can book a
Okay.
demo call and he'll give you more details. And we'll end the session here, Sandeep. And
Sure.
thank you everyone like for being here. And thank you, Sandeep, for all these amazing tips. It is crazy to see that one LinkedIn post got you the job offer. And I'm pretty sure maybe we'll give a challenge for everyone who started like doing this. So whoever attended this session, maybe we'll do this. Take Sandeep's challenge, put one LinkedIn post about this session or about your experience from this, or criticize Sandeep or Hari, who like myself, like these guys are bullshitting, but do something about it. Put a LinkedIn post, start, even if it's your first LinkedIn post, doesn't matter. Just put something, use Sandeep's tips. You can see Sandeep's Notion page here. You can take a screenshot of this and you can come back anytime later and take a look at it. And AutomateApply's QR code is on the right side. You can book a demo call, or you can sign up directly if you want. They'll be able to like help you delegate the job application process. And thank you, Sandeep, and thanks everyone.
Thank
And
you, Hari. Thank you, everyone.
yeah,
Yeah,
keep a
go.
note of the challenge. We are looking out for your
Looking at.
next LinkedIn post. Tag me or tag Sandeep over there. We'll comment on that LinkedIn post, and we'll make sure that to give a good reach for your LinkedIn post.
Sure, sure. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yep. Awesome, guys. Thank you then. Have a great weekend. It's a long weekend. Have a great weekend, Sandeep. And I'm gonna end the stream here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Hari. Yeah, have a great long weekend. Thank you, everyone.